You're about to discover a completely natural way to help eliminate deadly fungus infection for good at the very root cause of it, and what the medical industry and big pharma never want you to know about. If you can keep a secret, then keep paying attention. It will surely hurt their pocketbooks by helping you no longer pay for their expensive drugs or doctor's visits. I never imagined a fungus-infected nail could nearly cripple my brother and almost lead to him losing his leg. As a war veteran, he came back safe and sound. But how could a seemingly harmless yellow toenail lead him to such excruciating pain that it became more dangerous than being deployed in the world's most dangerous places? I mean, at 6'2" and 225 pounds, he could outlift anyone in a room. Yet he became a mere mortal when he began experiencing breathing issues, insomnia, and even hospitalization several times. As the infection started out as just a yellow toenail, it soon spread all over his body and started clogging his arteries, affecting his liver, and even rendering his lungs nearly useless. Even the doctors were helpless. Seeing his face as my family gathered around the hospital bed was one of the worst days of my life. But it was also a blessing, because it led me to discover the most powerful fungus-destroying ingredients on Earth. It gives me deep gratitude to know the lives we've impacted with this natural solution, and you can see for yourself. Now I'll tell you what these natural ingredients are that are literally saving lives. But in order to reveal them to you, it's important you pay attention to this story of how I came across them, as it will help you really understand at a deep level how and why this natural solution works. Hint: it's a protocol used by NASA to help prevent their astronauts from being infected and can eliminate most fungus in 7 days or less, sometimes even 24 hours. Now, if we haven't met yet, my name is James Larson and I'm originally from Texas. I grew up with a big family in a modest home, and I learned the Midwestern values I am proud to live today: integrity and honesty. After school, I accepted a position as a medical researcher associated with NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, for over 14 years. As a researcher, I was the go-to guy for everyone when they needed medical advice, and I prided myself on being 2 steps ahead of the game at any moment. I was always informed or the first to discover critical knowledge, but imagine my embarrassment and heart-sinking, painful feeling the day I looked at my brother, a decorated war veteran, and realized he's about to lose his leg, and quite possibly his life. I had no idea about it until it was seemingly too late. When my brother had come back from deployment, we decided to go to our neighbor's pool one day and relax for the sunset. And that's when I noticed his feet, specifically his yellow, crusted, peeling, and cracked skin. I asked him about it, and he said it was nothing. Sometimes it itched, and he'd had some blisters here and there, but he blamed the long rucks in the military for it. And then he quickly changed the subject. I remember wanting to ask more questions, but I could tell he was uncomfortable, so we left it at that. After that day, I didn't see him for a few more months, and that's when I started receiving calls from his wife asking for advice. His nails had become thicker, more yellow, and full of buildup. But it was the insomnia that was killing him. He could barely get to work, and his energy was non-existent. He even stopped going to the gym, which was very much unlike him. I sent some remedies to help, but they just didn't seem to work. He slept less and less, and the itching and pain got worse. And then more time passed until his nails were practically gone. Once that happened, the nasty symptoms started to spread all over his body and skin, including psoriasis, jock itch, ringworm, skin fungus, and more. Since I was thousands of miles away, he went to the local and, at that point, trusted family doctor. They prescribed a host of medications, including the popular Lamisil for his toe fungus and Bactrim, an antibiotic for psoriasis. And for a short while, it seemed things were finally getting better. But suddenly the side effects started to kick in full force, including intense chills, fevers, swollen throat, more problems breathing, and difficulty swallowing food. Eventually, he lost over 15 pounds and walked around in a completely exhausted and depleted state. Seeing my once strong, vibrant, and powerful brother this way was killing me and my family. And then one day, we got the biggest scare of all. He went to the bathroom, and after experiencing intense pains, his urine came out extremely dark, almost like Coca-Cola. They rushed him to the doctors, where he was frighteningly diagnosed with hyperbilirubinemia, or severe liver failure. Come to find out, He had been taking so much medication to help with his problem, it practically destroyed his liver. And then the nightmare got even worse. His wife found him on the floor one day, passed out, unconscious and having trouble breathing. They called the ambulance and carried him to the hospital. And that's when we were told this toxic fungus had spread all over his body, and they may have to cut his foot off. Since I was a medical researcher, I wanted to see proof that this was absolutely necessary, and to my shock and horror, they showed me. When I saw the difference, I was stunned. How did I miss this? I thought to myself. I felt embarrassed, crushed, and deeply worried for my brother's life. And worst of all, I felt deceived by a medical community in which I had placed so much trust through my education, and felt like a fraud in my own career. How could I not have helped my own family member? How could I have not done something about those early signs and rescued him? That's when I told myself there's no way my own family member was going to suffer through this without me getting to the bottom of it. After all, getting to the bottom of things is what I did for a living. It's what I was known for in the medical field, and what I took utter pride in, finding solutions and answers when no one else could. So I rolled up my sleeves and immersed myself in finding an answer for him. I researched unconventional methods. I contacted top alternative doctors. I scoured old contacts with rare treatments, and I kept coming across the same dead-end truth. Conventional methods of treating fungus were almost always focused on the wrong thing. They were only fixing the outer shell instead of getting to the root of the problem. The skin and toenail problems were only the tip of the iceberg. Something was feeding and nourishing the fungus from deep within, allowing it to grow, multiply, and expand every day, and I had to figure out what it was. But to my horror, it became apparent that the very thing that was feeding people's deadly fungus infection was the very air we were all breathing. The polluted oxygen we inhale each and every day is the catalyst for growing internal fungus. Scary, I know. So every time my brother breathed, he was helping the fungus grow, compounding the problem over time. And this was the real source of the issue. The research backed it up as I sat there in complete shock. According to a 2016 University of Yale study on fungus and air conditioning units, researchers found out that the presence of air conditioning has been associated with a 30% to 200% increase in respiratory and other health systems, such as tightening of the chest, dry coughs, as well as a whole other bunch of fungus-related diseases. My friend Larry was a professor at a school of environmental engineering, and he explained it even further for me. He's been breathing that in for years in the warm Texas heat by using air conditioning. The coils are wet, cold places, and that's a hotbed for bacterial and fungus growth. These places are crusty, dirty, and moldy, and bacteria is being pushed out into the air every day. Wow, I thought. But how could this be, since AC units are absolutely everywhere, including homes, malls, offices, nursing homes, and even hospitals? Practically everyone is being exposed to this toxic air non-stop around the clock. And that's when I realized I was opening up a Pandora's box and coming across a very troubling discovery that could change lives forever. The worst part was how our very own government, with its foundational purpose of protecting its citizens, was hiding the truth about this crisis and had zero health regulations in place to help protect us from this enormous disaster we were all inhaling 24/7. To me, our government was worse than just negligent. It was responsible for crippling so many lives by ignoring the truth and flat out never addressing it. The ugly truth is, fungus is everywhere, including in the air we breathe, carried by animals, birds, and all the AC systems at work, home, school, cars, airplanes, and grocery stores. These airborne spores are breathed in all day and grow and multiply with time and exposure. Since the average human takes 9 million breaths a year, we are literally killing ourselves slowly. Every time we take a breath, air enters our lungs through the nose and rapidly enters our bloodstream. Just like your vacuum cleaner sack, it picks up everything in the air, and these spores start to line your body and continue to grow and grow until they start to poison and attack your body, immune system, and slowly attack key functioning organs. But unlike a vacuum cleaner, however, these toxic fungus spores never get cleaned out. And the older you are, the more at risk you are for reaching a level of buildup that can leave your insides rotting like old discarded food, potentially putting you on your own deathbed like my brother. The realization of all this just had me shaking my head. A yellow, innocent-looking toenail exposed such a large and ugly truth about a toxic fungal infection crisis that's happening right before our very eyes, and I knew it was time for someone to take control. After all, the clock was ticking for my brother, so I reached out to the one person I knew could help me get to the bottom of this. He was a trusted advisor in the medical community, who was also on Big Pharma's watch list for educating his patients for years on the dangers and scams of behemoth pharmaceutical companies. I just knew he'd have some insider knowledge to share with me, and that could shine a light on things. When I approached him, he asked me, "You still work for NASA, don't you?" I looked at him funny and responded, "Yeah, I do." I couldn't figure out why he asked and where he was going with this, and then he said to me, "James, why do you think astronauts, Navy SEALs, and other essential personnel on the front lines of war and exploration almost never really get sick?" As he said this, a light bulb started to go off in my head, and then he says, "It never happens because they have access to the ultimate secret weapon no one wants the common person to know about." He continued, "Years ago, I was working for NASA, and they received intelligence reports of Russian astronauts who had acquired fungal infections. It spread like wildfire in space, and because they had no solution, had to destroy the space station to the tune of $2.4 million. That's when we started working overdrive stateside to finding the ultimate cure to fungus to make sure none of our crews experienced anything like that. We were spending money like it was going out of style, yet hadn't found anything worthwhile. And that's when a lightning moment of pure genius struck one of our researchers. Vietnamese rice farmers spend their entire days and lives in fungus-infested, muddy, grimy waters, yet hardly show any signs of fungus disease on their hands, feet, or anywhere else. And they certainly don't have the dollars or access to prestigious and expensive medical remedies, including creams, antibiotics, and surgical procedures. But somehow they get by just fine with virtually no symptoms or problem. The question then became, how come? I mean, what were these Vietnamese rice farmers and astronauts doing that was keeping them from getting infected? And how could we teach people to do the same or provide the exact solution they used? My friend laughed at me, then said, "James, the antifungal industry is controlled by the corporations who produce over $13 billion per year from people becoming sick. Do you actually think they want to fix this problem in a natural, low-cost, convenient way? You're smarter than that." It was discouraging because I knew he was absolutely right, but it didn't stop me. After all, my brother's life was at stake. I persisted and kept looking until I somehow got my hands on classified documents at NASA to hopefully stumble across an answer. And I even went on a 3-year journey to the hotbeds of fungus, including Vietnamese rice fields and deep forests of Oregon, to figure out how people were surviving there. What ended up happening was a vigorous journey to uncover the truth. I uncovered foods, herbs, plants, and other natural ingredients that have been shown to help protect humans from devastating fungus in our environment. And with my team, I took these different ingredients, tested them, and retested them over and over again to handpick a formula that we believed would work. And now, I'd like to share it with you today. It's a miracle formula that we believe is the most powerful on earth to defeat fungus at the root source naturally. In other words, from the inside out and not the other way around. It's a formula so amazing and full of the richest ingredients, yet largely unavailable to anyone except the 1% that work for NASA, military, and other agencies. Each of these ingredients have been tested by Ivy League doctors and proven to be 100% effective, both internally and externally. During the next few minutes, I'm going to not only reveal these exact ingredients, but also take you step by step into what happens the second they enter your bloodstream, working in unison to find the sources of fungus in your body and strategically attacking them until they're gone. Step 1. Ingredients that enter your bloodstream and locate fungus. Upon ingesting these ultra-high bioavailable ingredients, The body quickly absorbs them due to their extremely high quality. Note, cheaper alternatives are unrecognized by the body and can be flushed through the body as toxins, doing more harm than good. But you get 20 of the absolute best ingredients to work immediately for you, and that's spread through the entire body in a matter of minutes. That's when the magic truly starts happening. Step 2. Ingredients that locate key fungal buildup sites in the body. A key Japanese mushroom complex, known as the fungus killer, combined with the world's most powerful probiotic, beta-glucan, locate and bind to the largest buildup of internal fungus in key areas, including veins in the walls surrounding them. These parts of the body have often been clogged up for years, not allowing enough blood to pass through and causing breathing issues, high blood pressure, and other dangers. Step 3. Ingredients that purify and oxygenate blood. Once the largest blocks of fungus have been taken care of, a special ingredient combination of cat's claw, curcumin, and garlic attack the remaining free-flowing fungus swimming around the bloodstream. By binding to the receptor sites, these 3 ingredients act as natural fungus identifiers and begin to purify your blood. This creates cleaner, fuller, and less toxic blood, allowing you to feel a level of oxygenation you haven't felt in years. Step 4. Ingredients that regenerate skin below and above the surface. The eradication of internal fungus signals external receptors in your body, and here's where you begin to feel like a brand new you. By releasing the source of the issue, your body now has the vitality and energy to use both lycopene and quercetin to rebuild old damaged skin cells and protect against environmental toxins. During this step, you can expect your skin to regain a youthful elasticity and tightness again. Step 5. Ingredients that restore nails, hands, and feet. This is where you can greatly reduce, if not eliminate, the very common and embarrassing symptoms of yellow, chapped, and distorted nails and toes. All natural pomegranate and olive oil leaf extracts do their magic here by targeting fungus on the hands and feet below the skin. Armed with a potent set of these nutrients, your nails will begin to regrow with natural pearly white color, looking healthy and fortified with vitamins. This is where most people notice a drastic external change and can see these ingredients really transforming their body on the outside. Step 6. Ingredients that create defense protection. Using a combination of selenium, graviola, and pine bark, this powerful trio does one last clean sweep to make sure no leftover stubborn fungus spores or toxins remain. Think of these as your defense protection or insurance against fungus growing again. Researchers at Yale University showed these 3 ingredients are able to identify and attach themselves to any remaining fungus or bacteria, clearing them for good. Step 7. Ingredients that protect against future outbreaks. The last step addresses the problem virtually every human faces: the terrible quality of the air we breathe. Remember, we constantly ingest fungal spores from moldy and toxic air. This is where red raspberry juice and a very high quality of vitamin C and E are used as internal filters to cleanse and purify the air that comes in, no matter the source, ensuring that each new breath is protected greatly from any new spores that may recreate internal fungal growth. After this final step of purifying and protecting the inside of your body becomes renewed, and a majority of people can kiss fungus infection goodbye. And the process becomes absolutely life-changing. However, once we identified these ingredients and understood the full process, it was only the beginning. Since these were implemented by only the highest-ranking military and NASA personnel, I had to convince my friend to let me share these secret ingredients in order to help the general public. Even though we both risked our careers and lives, we decided we wouldn't be able to sleep at night and look at ourselves in the mirror if we kept this information to ourselves. So we spent the following year gathering these ingredients from the highest sources available on the planet until we finally struck gold. We were able to put every one of these fungus-fighting natural ingredients of the highest quality into a single pill that anyone could use. And we decided to give this safe, natural supplement to a few family members who had some of the classic symptoms of fungus, such as yellow toenails or skin abrasions. And lo and behold, after a few weeks of trying it, Their internal and external symptoms had started to disappear, if not completely gone. Gone or greatly reduced were the dark yellow nails, chapped, crusted skin, trouble breathing, protruding veins, and other symptoms. Needless to say, we were excited and it almost brought tears to our eyes. However, we knew this was a small sampling. So we hit the road and went to the top doctors and communities who were open to research and testing, and the results were beyond astounding. People of all ages and backgrounds were being relieved of their fungal infection, including senior citizens who had symptoms for over 30 years. And as for my brother, his life was changed forever. After starting treatment, his energy immediately ticked up. Gone were the sleepless nights, endless worry, physical symptoms, and the idea of giving up to this disease. I still remember the moment we both shared tears of gratitude in saving his life. And now, I'm proud to say, my friend and I are ready to share this natural solution with you and the rest of the world. Introducing Urgent Fungus Destroyer, the world's most natural and effective fungus protection. Now, as mentioned, millions of fungal spores are circulating the air at any given moment. And by taking Urgent Fungus Destroyer, you'll create a shield of protection around these nasty, toxic particles, allowing you to sleep safe and sound, knowing you've got the front line of defense covered. No more side effects, no more pricey drugs, no more doctor's visits, no more embarrassment, no more internal buildup. Imagine waking up and having your life back. Imagine after using Urgent Fungus Destroyer, your symptoms are all gone. Your dark and yellow toenails have been replaced by pearly white ones, strong and full of vitamins. You breathe way easier because you finally have the first line of defense against the never-ending attack on your lungs. And you're able to have peace of mind knowing you and your loved ones are going to be healthy together for a long time. This formula has helped tens of thousands of people find that kind of relief and regain their health and their lives back. Urgent Fungus Destroyer contains each of the powerful natural ingredients we spent years searching for and discovering, and more. Now, at this point, you may also be asking, how long should I take Urgent Fungus Destroyer until I see results? Remember, the external symptoms of dark, yellow nails and crusted, brittle skin are signs of fungus buildup for years and decades, which means you're going to need some time for this powerful formulation to assimilate in your body and begin its eradication process. Because of this, the minimum is 30 days taken twice a day. The second you take a pill, you'll be on your way to feeling healthier and killing the internal fungus, but it must be taken consistently because the fungus has had time to develop a strong protective system. Once your internal fungus has been cleared, you may start to see the reversal of your external symptoms. The time varies on several factors: the length of your fungal symptoms, the part of the world where you live, your general health and vitality, and more. However, I can tell you this. After seeing incredible results with tens of thousands of patients suffering from stage 4 fungus, almost impossible to cure with traditional methods, our recommendation is to take at least 3 bottles, ideally 6 or more, for a period of 90 days. This will ensure your lifelong battle with fungus is won and lasts for the rest of your life, allowing a full cleanup of your organs to your nails, skin, and hair. Simply put, Urgent Fungus Destroyer will act like an ongoing barrier and protection for years to come. Simply put, when you start taking this miracle supplement, you could start getting your life back just like thousands of others have so far. But keep in mind, Urgent Fungus Destroyer is only available on this site and won't be found in any other store, online or off. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I get my hands on this amazing supplement? And the truth is, it's not that easy, and let me explain. Because of our painstaking, costly research in providing only top-tier ingredients that extremely few people have access to, it's been a really difficult process. These ingredients are not cheap because they're difficult to find in high quantities. And unlike 97% of the antifungal market and their natural remedies that are really artificial and stripped of the effective ingredients, these ingredients are very hard to come by. Additionally, because of the jaw-dropping results and relief from symptoms so many people have experienced, we're already in an inventory shortage that only gets worse and worse as demand continues to explode upward. And because of the difficult to access ingredients, Urgent Fungus Destroyer takes nearly 3 months to restock. However, since you found this presentation, I'd like to tell you how you can get your hands on our available private inventory we've saved for hand-picked early adopters. Now, to be honest, at $120, this is a steal for what it cost us in research, development, and creating the formula. But we also want to get this in the hands of as many people as possible that are suffering and need this now. Here's another thing. If you tried to get your hands on all of the ingredients in a single capsule of Urgent Fungus Destroyer separately, you'd pay well over $120. But since you've made the cut into our special VIP group, you won't pay $120. You won't pay $99.95, not even $79.95. No, you won't pay any of those prices. When you take action right now, you'll get your hands on a full bottle of Urgent Fungus Destroyer in this special VIP offer for only $69.95. That's a savings of over $50 off the regular price and about $1 per pill. By taking advantage of this special discounted offer, you're actually doing us a favor. We need as many success stories and testimonials as possible, so then we can really go mass market with this thing and sell it for a regular price. So we've set up a special discounted package of Urgent Fungus Destroyer for those who somehow landed on this webpage and give you an even bigger one-time only discount on top of that. So just for today, and while this page is still live, you can grab a 30-day bottle of Urgent Fungus Destroyer for only $69.95 per bottle. That's more than an $80 per bottle discount if you order right now, and as long as our inventory hasn't already run out. Also, if you order now, we're going to sweeten the deal even further to really get this initial discounted batch off our hands. If you purchase in the next couple of minutes, we'll also throw in these powerful free bonuses with your order. Bonus gift number 1, all natural home remedies doctors don't want you to know about, a $67 value. These home remedies will save you against the punishing costs of doctor visits and drugs. These natural, never-before-seen remedies can help manage diabetes in as little as 11 days, improve your hearing, and ease most of the symptoms bothering people like you today, all for a fraction of the price of a drug, and with none of these side effects. Bonus gift number 2, the 1-day detox cleanser, a $37 value. This special detox can be used once a month and flushes out toxins that are terrible for your health, including heavy metals and airborne particles. Using a 2-phase activation system, this cleanse provides the body with the most essential nutrients for the skin, hair, eyes, and organs, all in 1 hour or less. Bonus number 3, free rush delivery, a $9.95 value. Order within a few minutes and you'll also get free shipping and everything shipped via rush order right to your doorstep. Oh, and you'll also have our unbreakable money-back guarantee plus a $100 bonus. More on that in a second. I personally guarantee you good results with the Urgent Fungus Destroyer, or we'll pay you back every penny just for trying it out. In fact, you can try the entire bottle if you'd like, and decide later if you want us to keep your money. Use all of it, and if you're not satisfied with the results, just return the empty bottle or any remaining portion of it within 90 days, and we'll refund every penny, no questions asked. Plus, $100 just for giving it an honest try. I have a hunch that Urgent Fungus Destroyer is the one thing that you're missing right now, even if you're taking other supplements, even if you have a great diet and exercise program already in place, but you won't know that if you don't try it. We're willing to offer such a guarantee because our mission is to help people like you get back to optimal and thriving health, and potentially use you as a case study or testimonial. If you choose to, you won't be under any obligation to tell us anything. Once we can hopefully share a bunch more success stories, we can then send people to our other not-so-secret link and easily sell it at full price. But a little bit of a warning, we're closing this site down as soon as our last batch sells out. Because of high demand and big pharma watching our every move, this site will no longer be active once our initial early adopters batch is sold out. So if you come back and see a sold out notice on our site, I'm sorry. That's why it's imperative you secure your supply of Urgent Fungus Destroyer by clicking the button you see below right now. This rare special will not last, and our next batch in 2 to 3 months will likely be at full price, probably even higher than our $69.95 per bottle special. The last thing you want is to know you could have fixed this problem once and for all and saved a ton of money on prescription drugs that aren't as effective and suffer through life-threatening conditions caused by fungus spreading all over your body. And then you have to either pay full price for Urgent Fungus Destroyer, or worse, it's no longer available to you due to our supply running out. Please don't sit and regret it. Take advantage while you can before it's too late. Click the link below and just try the Urgent Fungus Destroyer at our risk. Give it a try for 90 days and then decide if you want to keep it and if you want to let us keep your money. You can take back every penny anytime you want within 90 days for any reason at all. Just click the Add to Cart button below this video right now, fill out your order on the next page, and we'll immediately ship out your bottle via free rush shipping. Plus, give you immediate access to your free limited time bonuses. Place your order below right now, and we can't wait to hear about your incredible results. This is your last chance. You need to act now. Get your supply of fungus-fighting Urgent Fungus Destroyer. Click the big orange Add to Cart button below now.